So far, we have learned how to use Dagger in a simple Java application. The next thing we are going to do is to learn how to do field injection. What we did in the last example was to teach Dagger how to create the instance of a class. So here we have the house class, and we put the inject annotation on the constructor to show Dagger how to create a house. But we have what we call field injection. Let's say we have a class called kitchen. This is a plain, simple class. It has no inject annotation here. This is our component, and we can add a method to get a new house to our component. If we need a new house instance, we call getHouse. But let's say house had a variable of type kitchen. Now things begin to get funny. We have a way of creating a house, because in the component we have the method called getHouse. It returns a house. To get a new instance of house, like I said, we just call getHouse. However, a house has a kitchen. Dagger currently doesn't know how to create a new kitchen. So if I go ahead and say house.kitchen.cook, I'll have a null pointer exception. That is because the kitchen variable in the house class has not been instantiated. It's just a variable and has not been instantiated. We can instantiate it manually and create a new kitchen object in the constructor of the house. Now, if we do that, that is a little bit clumsy because we are trying to avoid unnecessary dependencies. But right here, we have gone ahead to create a new kitchen in the house constructor. Our code works as normal because when we call kitchen.cook, it shows cooking. However, we want to avoid giving the constructor the responsibility of creating a new object. So, another way we can do it is to create a new kitchen object when we have gotten a new instance of house. This also is a little bit clumsy because we are still dealing with the responsibility of creating a new kitchen, but this time in the main class. So what can we do? We need to tell Dagger to create a new instance of kitchen for us. But before doing that, we need to tell Dagger how to create a new kitchen by itself in the first place. Currently, the kitchen class doesn't have any inject annotation. We will need to add the inject annotation to the constructor of kitchen so that Dagger knows how to create a new kitchen. So this is the first step. First step is we're telling Dagger, in the situation when you want to create a kitchen, use this constructor. We don't need to create a new method in the component since we are not calling the creation of a kitchen manually. We just want this variable to be instantiated. To do that, I will add the inject annotation. This might seem a little bit confusing because we also use inject for the constructor. When you use inject for a field, what you're telling Dagger is, I want you to create an instance for this variable. So Dagger will check and say, how do I create a new kitchen? It will automatically look for that and then create a new kitchen instance for us. So remember to rebuild your project before running. Now, if you run the program, you can see house created, kitchen created, and cooking. There is no place in this code where I created a new kitchen manually. The kitchen is created because Dagger has done that for us by using the inject annotation on that variable.